Hello. Mm. Hi, Gina. Oh my goodness. I got cramp in my leg. Hurts. Oh, we're getting people on. Yay, yay, yay. How's everybody doing after their New Year's? We did have a good New Year's. Our New Year's Eve was very peaceful and quiet. And then yesterday for New Year's Day, I had all my kids and my grandkids over for dinner. And we had a good time. And after they left, I was like ready to settle down. I was looking to see who's upstairs in my house. It's my husband. And here he comes. But anyway, but we had a good time, but we just like died at the end of yesterday. I was like so tired. I slept like a brick this morning and therefore, or all night, and therefore I couldn't move when I got up. My, my husband just came down the steps going, shh, so he'd be quiet. Isn't that funny? Crazy, crazy men. Anyway, I do have a card. I was beginning to wonder if I would have a card, but here's my card we're going to do. It is, whoops, yeah, you're going to see it down here. I'm going to turn this up. There we go. Then I'm going to unmute it. Okay, can you guys still hear me? And I hear myself. I don't like that. Let me see. Okay, you can hear me. Bye, baby. My husband's leaving. But anyway, here's my card. And it is actually a take off of my Christmas card I did with the Night Divine, which it was a whole sheet. And you pulled it and you had this little spot, and then I had designer series paper. But this card came to me, actually, this card didn't. This card came to me in a swap that I did with some other demonstrators, and this was hers. And I thought, oh, that's pretty neat how she did it. So I did one too. You must live where it's nice and warm, Ardeen, if you're going out golfing, because I'd have to be in warm, warm weather for that. So I'm glad you guys can hear me. But before we get started on telling you all about this card, remember that Thursday. Do you hear an echo? I hear an echo. And I'm going to see why I hear an echo. Whoops. I don't know how to do this without losing you guys. Hmm. Don't know. Okay, I'm going to switch something real. Can you still hear me? Ooh, that is cold, 35. So do you guys hear me? Yes, you do. Okay, I was trying to get the echo off of my phone somehow, but I couldn't. But if you guys can't hear it, we're good. But that makes my card blurry. Why is my card blurry? Dang. I'll go back to this one. Technical difficulties here. I don't know why my camera is blurry. I think my internet's running slow. Trying to clean my thing off and see if that works. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. Heck with all the technical stuff. But anyway, here's the PDF coming up at 10:30 for my card, so that you'll know. Even there's a PDF for the Night Divine. I redid this one so you would know how to cut the panels. And then Thursday, the new mini catalog and the stamp and the mini catalog and the celebration catalog goes live on Thursday. So I'm also going to start my kit fundraiser for the food pantry at my church. And it's anybody that orders a kit from me, I will donate proceeds of my commission to the food pantry. And you have till the 12th to order them. And then on the 27th, I will be having the fellowship hall at the church open for anybody that wants to come and put their kits together. And that's free. I'm not charging for you to come to do that because you've already bought a kit and stuff off of me. And then we could all craft together. So if you're interested in doing that, this will be up on my Facebook group later. I'm going to have it in several different places, plus sending it out on a email as a newsletter. I've done it once. I'm going to do it again and get it out there so that people can see that. I've had some people interested, so I think it'll be fun. And I got a couple kits to put together that I'm going to bring back on a Facebook Live, and I don't know when, to share and let you see them. Because I really haven't done a lot of kits, I'll be honest, but they've been pretty fun. I'm hoping I'm not blurry anymore, Ardeen. Does it look blurry to you now? I hope not. So anyway, I did want to tell you about the fundraiser, and I think it's taken my camera a minute to focus, and I think that might be an internet issue. But I'm going to show you how I cut my paper for this, or not my paper, my DSP. I used the 6x6 Meandering Meadows, and this is the piece I used in, no, that's the piece I'm going to use today. And the piece that I used wasn't that one. Let me find it. It's back here somewhere. I didn't think to get it out because it's this one right here that I used on this card right here. Is this piece. And then this is what I'm going to use today. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut another one up because I think later I might just make another card. So let's just cut that one up. These things are really nice for these kind of cards because they have the scenery on them. So I'm going to show you what these panels are. 3/4 by 3 3/4. So what I did was when I put my paper on there, because I'm going to want my paper, here's 3 3/4. So I kind of just looked at it, which do I want that much of that showing or not? But I'm going to have to cut a 1/2 inch off anyway. So I'm going to come this way and I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off of this side. And that's going to be used for the inside of my card. So now when I turn it back over and do 3 3/4, I have more of the bigger tree, which is what I want. So I'm going to cut that at 3 3/4. And then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to start at my bottom end. And all my pieces are going to be cut at 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to put that down there. There's one. Come on. Two. And I'm just going to stack them on top of each other because that's how they'll be put back together. 3, 4, and you guys are not even seeing that. Shame on me. 5 and 6. So there's my 6 pieces for my card, because that's what we're going to need. So I'm just going to take and put these up, and that's what I'd be using for my card. And I would leave them stacked like this, so when I take that off, I would just put one on top of the other, and I'll show you with the card that we're doing today. So there's my 6 pieces are right here that I'll be using. Here's my 1/2 inch by 5 inch piece that I'll be using. Then I have my card base, which is here, and I've already scored it. I'm using Melon Mambo, and it's 5.5 by 11, scored at 1 3/4, 3.5, 7.5, and 9 1/4, which is just the same directions as the one Night Divine card I did at Christmas time. And what I'm going to do before I fold this, I'm going to take my piece of 5 by 3 3/4, and I'm going to go ahead and add it to the inside. Since it's nice and flat and stuff, it's just as easy to do that. Picked up the wrong glue because I got to unstop this one. I don't know. No, this shouldn't be the one stopped up. I don't think. Maybe so. I don't know how. I think I left the lid off of it and stopped it up. So we'll go to this bottle. That's why you keep 2, so maybe you'll have 1 for backup. So what I'm going to do is just take this and add it right here to the inside. I'm going to take my piece of 1/2 inch by 5 inch, and I'm going to put it right there. And I could actually use the other side if I wanted it all flowers, because it's the same color combination, but I don't. I'm going to use what I did on the front. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to hold it down. So let's put that down. So therefore I have the inside of it done. That's all out of my way. So what I'm going to do to fold this is the one closest to the inside. I'm going to just fold it like you would a card, and I'm going to burnish that really, really good. Then I'm going to fold it back and do the same thing. And I'm actually going to open it up so I can get that really good. I'm going to come around to the other side, and I'm going to do it the same way. That way you don't have to remember Mountain Valley, or whatever. You can just turn it. I'm going to open. Give that a good burnish. So that now is the front of my card. Okay. So now we have 3 panels, the same color as our card base, and they are cut 1 3/4 by 4. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up gluing one at the very top and one at the very bottom, and we're going to glue it the left side. Okay. So here's what I did to kind of get mine. I kind of just set that next to it so I could see how far down I needed my glue to go. And I glued over here so that I didn't have excess glue on the back of this panel. And then I just lined that up, the top and the side edges on the left. And got that as close to that edge. Push it back just a hair. There we go. And make sure I don't have any glue on the back before I start pressing really hard. Yeah, I have it's not a straight pin. It's kind of like it's a T-pin. Not even an I-pin is what I've got. And I just need to take that to that. So now I'm going to glue the bottom one. So therefore I'm going to do the same thing I did. And I just found it easier for me to kind of line that up to the side and know where to put my glue. Because I really want that to be held down because that's the movement of your card actually. So I'm going to line that up at the bottom. And that's why I like the green glue for this, is because I can move this around and get those just like what I need them. Okay. So there we go with that. I didn't check that, and then we're going to bring this one in, and it's going to go to this side right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just put some glue in here. I'm going to line this up though on my left side so that they're all lined up together. And I have a little bit of a gap between mine, which I really didn't want, but I do have, and that's okay. I'm going to take and trim this. And I'll have to trim my other two too. I'm going to take and hold them flat and trim them. That one looks pretty good. It's not too bad. Had them all out of the same piece of cardstock. You wouldn't think that would have been that way. So there now is the mechanism of the card. So what we're going to do with these is I'm going to pick them up one at a time, if I can get a hold of them one at a time. I'm going to make sure I didn't get them out of order from last night because I knocked them around on the floor and all that stuff. Yep, they're right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is do these one at a time in the order that they go. And the reason why I put my panels on first before adding these is because I wanted to get them straight across here at the same, on the sides at the same width, or therefore try to. That little bit glue right there. So I'm going to pick up the other one. This card's not hard at all. It's just little steps. Oh, upside down. That's what I get for laying it down. Taking it up and laying it down. And then we'll go to this one. And, you know, you really probably don't have to do it as a scenery card, but it sure makes it pretty. But you could use other DSPs too behind it. And we have a lot of pretty papers. And we have a lot of pretty ones coming out in the new mini catalog. Oh, well, look at that. Come on, back off, back off, back off, back off, back off. I must have touched that after I put it on there because it went straight. Get this one. I do love my glue bottles. So I tend to use a lot less glue because it doesn't come out as heavy. And I find that I haven't been buying glue as often as I was. So that's a good thing. Cut down on something. I think I got one of these upside down, but I don't think it's going to matter. It's just flowers. So we'll just get it on here. I dropped these last night after I got them all cut. Okay, so there's all of our DSP on there now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take a 3x4 piece of vellum, and that is going to go on my front, like so. And I don't really want my vellum, my glue to show. So on this one, I put like a little glue dot here, and then I put it behind my ribbon. So I have one here, here, and there. So I'm going to try to strategically plan that just a little bit better because I was flying by the seat of my pants on the other card. And I'm going to use this garden green color because I'm actually going to back my card in garden green because there's a lot of that in here. So I am going to put a piece of ribbon in garden green. So let me cut it first. That's what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that over like so. Well, I'm going to redo it again because I'm going to actually put a glue dot on each end of this ribbon. So that holds it on the vellum. And I find the glue dots actually work best on the vellum. Some people might have other stuff they like to use, but I am a glue dot person for this. There we go. So now I'm going to turn it back over. And I'm going to put my ribbon about like so. Turn it over, and I can see through the vellum, so I can kind of see what I'm doing here. And then what I want to do is I want to pull that kind of tight, but I don't want it to buckle, if at all possible. So I'm going to be gluing that on here. So what I'm going to do for the back of this, I'm going to be using glue dots where the ribbon lays. So I'm going to put one in the center, and then one at each end. I'm just popping those on there. And that'll help that stick. And then what I'm going to do on the front, I'm going to kind of decide, I think I'm going to put one up here towards the top. And I'm going to show you why I hide it after I get this on here. Now you can use, and I'll show you in just a second. And then I'm going to put one down low. And I actually shouldn't have done those yet. I should have really stamped my card on there first. And I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to have to pull it back off of my table. But we are going to stamp with our Stampin' Inks, which does not dry on vellum very well. So you're probably thinking, well, why are you doing it? Well, because, you know, you gotta have a rebel somewhere, and that might as well be me. So I'm going to use the Happy Birthday out of the Darling Details stamp set because I wanted something small, but I wanted to make birthday cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up. And be careful not to get ink all over because you'll get it all over your vellum. And I'm going to stamp it. Just lay it down and pull it up. Now let me get my vellum off my table. There. And it's wet. My camera's not focusing real fast, and I don't know why. But what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take my heat gun and I'm just going to put some heat to that because it'll help it dry faster. And I'm going to put it to the back. It'll help dry. Just don't hold it in one spot very long. Okay, looks like it dried. And here's what I do after I do that. I bring in a piece of scrap paper, turn this upside down. Once you put it on, don't move it. Hold it still and rub. If there's any wet spot, it will go into your other piece of paper. And there was just one tiny little spot, but see, it didn't smear it because I didn't move it. And that's how you do that. Let me close this up before we do anything else because we could make a hot mess. Not we, me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and place my vellum. And you just do not want to stick it on here. This is the part that's going to maybe want to get it stuck on these top and bottom panels. So you just want to try to, and see how those, oh, that dot is in the wrong place. Pull it back up. That was right where I told you not to get it. So let me see if I can get these dots off really quick and move it. Do I have to move it? We're going to take this dot off. He did not get in the right place. And I never thought about that when I was going to strategically do my dots. So we're going to take him off. There he is. He's off. And we're going to add another one up, and we're going to put it a little bit higher, I think. See if I can find the next dot. Okay, so let's put it more. Let's do this. Let's don't do this. Let's kind of hold it there and decide I think it's going to have to go like right here. Pretty close up to where I had that other one, I think. On my regular card. There we go. Let's see if that'll work. We're going to make it work. And those are down there. Woo! That's going to make me sweat. Okay, but you can see where these glued, especially that one on the dark, where that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I cover that up. But before I do that, I think instead of making a bow this time, because I got this heavier ribbon, I'm just going to tie a knot. And I usually tie it double because I don't want it to come in loose. So let's do that, cut that, and then we'll put our embellishments on it. And it will be a done card. Okay, there's that. So now we have some embellishments, and these are, I'm using these because I'm using the pinky color, which is the Berry Burst. They're adhesive back sequence trio is what they're called. So with that, let's put one there. I'm going to do this just a little bit different than I did the other one. Only because I don't want those. I'll put it down here. And then I'm going to take, I used the little brass butterflies on mine. I was going to use the birds and dragonflies, but I want to use the bigger butterfly. So let's just put him, maybe, I think I'll put him by the birthday. And then a little one, I always like to put two. Put Mama chasing the baby. So there's the card. And you just open it and you can have your sentiment in there. And it just slides behind your vellum. Now you really wouldn't have to use vellum, but if you're doing a scenery, you don't want to cover it up. Is the thing. And but you can decorate it anyway. But the vellum lets you see that scenery behind your card. And once I get my card done, I go ahead and burnish again after opening and closing it, and make sure all my edges are good. And there you go, girls. That's it. Once you make one, it is a breeze, but I guess my strategic in doing my vellum, I gotta have to make sure that you don't stick anything to this, because that's your slider. And you want it to be able to slide easily. So that's the one I made today. I made this one actually yesterday because I was running late. And then this is the one I actually got in the mail and did a copy of. So, and I think it was from, her name is Karen Conyers. I think that's who this came from. I'm in a card swap and I get 10 cards, and I usually keep the envelopes with them, but they too got into a mess with everything else that's going on down this cubby hole right now. Oh, that is not my card. I forgot I got to do the back of it. And I wait to put this on last, just so it's not my way. So I just put glue on the back or whatever. But you want to make sure it holds good. And then I try to make sure I can see at least 3 sides of it. And plop it down. And then that way it's got a backing on it. Just so that makes it a 5.5 by 4.25 card, which is your A2. And then when it comes up, you've got the backing right here on your card. So that's how you do it, girls. I hope you like it. Does it really need a back? It doesn't need a back. The thing of it is, and you could tweak this part of it too. If you did 5.5 by 4.25, you know, to make that 5.5 by 4.25 back there, you would have to tweak a little bit of your dimensions here where it's folded, because it's got that 1/8 inch fold in there. And also you would have to cut these panels a tiny bit larger. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I didn't think about it when I cut my first one. And here's what I did. I'll show you. When I got these two cut, because this I cut 5.5 by 4.25. Hey, there's that piece of paper I was looking for last night. There you go. 5.5 by 4.25. So my piece here needed to be like longer here and then shorter in between here, which you could do. Cut that smaller. And when I went to put in like the 3/4 inch piece here, it was, and this one's not quite the same size, but there was a big gap here, and you could see the inside of the card. So that would be that was my thing about doing it. So I went ahead and put my back on it, and I kind of like it. Plus, I think it makes it a little bit sturdier. But anyway, there's our 2 cards. I will be sending a card out here, so make sure that you have made a comment. I check all 3 platforms for the comments. And then I pick a winner. I got everybody's name in a basket, and I pull out the names that's people that's watched, and then we pick a winner that way. Sometimes my husband picks it, sometimes it's me, sometimes it's, if there's anybody down here with me, they pick it. Somebody picks a winner. But anyway, I am going to be working on some kits, and when I do that, I'm going to bring them back and show you, because they are really pretty cute. I've used these stamps so much they won't even stick. I'm going to have to clean them. Anybody ever have to clean their stamps to get stick back on here? I do. I guess because I'm messy. So anyway, you guys have a great day. I'm going to go and pick my winner, or go check all the platforms to pick my winner. It takes a little bit longer for that one. And then I'm going to hopefully get to work on some stuff today. We got a busy day. I don't know if I told everybody last week. No, I did not. Floyd's uncle passed away. So we have visitation and funeral this week, and just, you know, some other stuff you don't plan on, but life happens. And so we have to, replay is always good. I like replay because you know what I do when I watch replay? I start and stop the video and write down stuff and do all that you can't do while you're watching live. I do that quite often. I'm going to make another card out of the ones I cut to show you how to cut that today. It's going to be on my agenda. And also, last but not least, I don't know, I told you guys I was picking out a word for the year, and my word is intentional, because I want to be more intentional about the things that I do. And so I made me a book. I had this little notebook that was sitting here, and it was just like a craft colored paper was the book. So I made me a book about being intentional. Isn't it cute? And so I will be writing stuff in here, writing what I'm intentional about. This is my beginning of it, so I did that. Um, but anyway, this is my book about intentional. I'm hoping to be more intentional this year about the things that I do. Well, thank you guys for your condolences. Floyd's uncle was 91. He would have been 92 on February 4th. But he they think he had a stroke, and it just wasn't good. It was not a good thing. So he just he couldn't pull through that one. The sad thing of it is, it's either Thursday or Friday. Thursday's visitation, Friday's the funeral, and one of those 2 days is his wife's birthday. But I can't remember if Aunt Bernice's birthday is on the 4th or the 5th. So please pray for her that she can get through that with her being her birthday. She'll be, I think she's either going to be 89 or 90 on her birthday. I'm not real sure, but I know it's like right up in there. So yeah, just pray for her. Her name is Bernice Murphy. So just pray for them. And I will let you guys go. And you guys have a great day. If you make some of these cards, please put them in the comments of our video so that we can all see them. That would be fun. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.